7 days in the studio recording, and we had 3 different projects we were working on, so it was pretty much 7 days straight, all day, well, literally 24/7. Okay, so what happened? Well, as you can see, my tape machine is all torn apart here on the bench. Well, in the last 2 hours, on the last day, this thing messed up. And we were unable to record or even recover that last day of recording. We managed to get the transfers done. I had previously transferred the recordings we'd done before that, but so we had those archived. But the stuff on the last day, the tapes are still in there, and I don't even know what's going on. It's either not recording anything right, or it's not playing back, or it's not doing either. It's just really a mess. And so I spent a whole day today diagnosing here, using the scope and the sweep generator and running the tracks and recording and playing back and trying to figure out where the faults are. And just so you know what I'm up against here, this is what I'm pouring over. All of the control circuitry for this tape machine to find out where the fault might be. So far, everything that I have thought that was wrong is not wrong. I thought maybe it was the master oscillator for bias right here on the control board. Nope, it's not that. It's recording the lower channels start off not reproducing anything, and then it gets better as you go towards the high channels, like 15, 16, starting about 10, 11, 12, around in there. Oddly, all of the even channels are doing better than the odd channels. And I've been poring over those schematics, trying to find how that would even be possible. There have been some small victories. You know how I like those. So one of the things this thing has been doing is having problems with the tape lifter not always working when I'm fast forwarding, which is very hard on the heads. So today I pulled this little switch off. I managed to get it apart, find out what was wrong with it, and fix it. And then I got it glued back together, so now I can put it back in, and my motor and cam and everything that controls the position of the mechanical parts of the tape machine, that'll be working good. So at least that's fixed. I don't know. Geez, I got an idea last night. I'd already gone to bed, and then all of a sudden I had this idea. I got up. Then I worked till 2:30, 3 in the morning, trying to see if that's what was wrong. And I didn't even... Finally, my eyes were so blurry I had to go to bed. But I get up the next morning and finish that diagnosis, and nope, that works. Now I have to completely pull apart this machine because I've traced the trouble down to this connector board that holds all of the cards for all the different channels. If I spin it around here, I'll show you what I'm up against. This is all the control circuitry here. And right here is all of the record electronics. And like I said, the channels on this end are worse than these, but I can pull a card from here and switch it from a card from here, and this card will work perfect in this slot, and then this card won't work at all in that slot. So it has to be on the motherboard. I think that all of the record and playback electronics are fine. It's somewhere in the motherboard. That's what I'm doing today. I know I didn't get a video out to you guys, but after 7 days, the people that were recording, they had their own media services here. So I'm not really, I don't have permission to post anything. And they are, in charge of their own images. So I couldn't do anything with that. But it sure was a heck of a lot of fun. I got to get this back together. I got to get this switch. See this mode switch right here that I was fixing on? It goes on a little bracket right here and tells the control board what position this little cam is, because it just spins around and has different modes for, whether the brakes are applied, whether the pinch wheel is down against the capstan, whether it unloads and parks everything. So, because it's got some real locking, like right here. Boink! When it does that, this thing just freezes. I know, it's not Betsy. Whatever. Right now, it just seems really overwhelming. But for all of those in the digital domain that say, see, that's what you get for using analog, man. It's untrustworthy. You can't do that. Well, I got news for you. This machine ran pretty non-stop. I mean, the only maintenance it ever got was calibrations. I did a head lap once because I ran the machine so much. But up until last Sunday, this machine has worked flawlessly for 30 years. So you'll not get that out of any computer or DAW or any interface or any of that you want to do. You'll never go 30 years before it needs to have major surgery like this. In fact, you won't even own it in 30 years. Chances are you won't even own it in 5. It records so well. Well, it did. And it will again. That's what I'm doing. I'm just going to stay at this bench working on this machine until I get her done. When I finally find that one capacitor or that blown transistor, whatever the problem is, I will bring you back and show you exactly what I found. And in the meantime, between now and then, all of these record cards have to come out and the whole back of the machine has to come off so I can get that motherboard out of there. So what I'm doing here is putting the mode switch back in. Just have to put the bracket, but I took the time to clean the gears and the cam, and I lubricated everything so it would spin quietly. It actually made quite a bit of difference. I just decided I was going to do this because I wanted to find out if it worked before I tore the machine apart any further. So I got to put all the wheels back on and all the rollers and everything and get some tape on there so that I can run some tests on the machine. Fast forward. Oh, look. The lifter works. The lifter works. So here's what we're getting. Let me locate back. See how that just trails off going left? But none of these cards are bad. I can put these cards over here and they work. But you can see how unstable it is and fluttery. That's the problem. There's motorboating going on inside the machine. So I just have to figure out what's causing that. So I just really tore into this. My first assumption was that there was a power supply problem from one side of the motherboard versus the other. But I take all the cards out, it doesn't make any difference. Then I figure, maybe there's some capacitors that are bad, but no, those check good too. What I'm doing here is running sweeps through the cards. I'm using a 1K for signal level, and then I use 10K to see if the high frequency is working. And the results are just randomly weird. I mean, I think I have something figured out, and then it changes, and it's not working the same. And I'm just driving myself crazy. I finally decide it's not the motherboard, so I put all the cards back in and start doing some more diagnostics. Yeah, you know, you can see on the scope there 10 kilohertz, and then you see the 100 kilohertz bias, and then you see 1 kilohertz, and you can see the waveforms look fine. So I don't understand what's going on. It's driving me nuts. But then all of a sudden I see it. I'm back. Yeah, sometimes I am my own worst enemy. So I have fixed it, and I'm in the process of putting the wire ties back on, getting the harness all tied up here so that I can reassemble it. So here's what happened. That little nut came loose. That was the only thing wrong with the tape machine. Well, other than I also fixed this switch here. This lifter didn't always work, and now that that switch has been cleaned, I just took it apart, cleaned it, lubed it, and I had to bend the little fingers in there, and then it works perfect. This little nut here holds these guides for the tape path. So at some point on Sunday, this nut popped loose, and as I was using it, it was unscrewing itself. So slowly through, from whenever it broke loose to whenever we finally stopped, because we could tell it wasn't working right, it had been slowly unscrewing itself and sliding the tape up the heads, which just dropped the lower channels right off. After all of this, and I just couldn't find anything wrong, turns out that little nut is all that was wrong. Not bad for a thing I've been using for 30 years. Man, it's calibrated right up. It works perfect. It's as good as it was when it was new. I will give you a demonstration when I have it together. I'm waiting for the tape so that I can calibrate it. All I could do was set the playback, and I tested each channel using the scope and some old tape, which isn't the tape that I have to use now. But it worked perfect with that, so when I get the new tape, it'll be even better. There you have it. I spent the whole day figuring out that it had one nut loose. Oh boy, a victim of overthinking for sure. Thanks for watching Don's Manufactory. I'll catch you later. Much later, because I don't know, it must be, oh yeah, it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I just figured that out. So I got to put this all together. I might wait till tomorrow to do that, or I might do it now. I don't know. There it is, finished again. So I guess I am at the point, get some of this dust out of here, I can just carry it into the other room. This is one of those monsters. This is a 70-pound monster I gotta carry. If you ever need help with wiring on your car, find a studio guy and get his help to figure it out. Because if there's one guy that can tell where the gazinas and the gazoutas go, it's a studio guy. There we are. The good news is Josh Makoski gave me permission to post a little snippet of their performance in the studio one day. So I will close out this video with that clip. And I want to thank you for watching Don's Manufactory. I will catch you later.
Yeah, I wanna